Where does religion originate from? Even recently, there's been a surge and rise in the real world. Why? I mean, I thought we had enlightenment. We don't need religion anymore. But why we even had it in the first place? Where does religion originate from? Where do all the rituals come from? Why is it the way it is? What is its original source? Back in the day, people got nothing to do, no YouTube, no computers, no shorts to scroll through. It was boring! Like what the hell you could possibly do in 10 AC? Drugs. All these things that come from the mind, just like alchemy, it all originates from the stimulation of the mind, where the focus was on the mind, shaping the world, instead the other way around. If you've been online, you've seen, let's say, YouTubers going off the perk, thinking that they are gods and on this otherworldly mission, and a couple of weeks, months later, they return back to normal. I won't name names, there's been plenty even recently, but let me talk about a book called And I Thought I Was a Fish. The dude took some LSD, was awake for 10 plus days, as he says, and he was stuck in this state of mind, thinking he was on some mission sent by God. And he's stuck in that state for many months, until miraculously one day, he flipped back. This can happen to any of us. Stoned ape theory. Why did our brain grow so much in the past from 3 million years up to the current times? It more than tripled. The monkey on psychedelics could explain the origin of why we see God, or that thing that we all experience collectively when we get in that state. We all have a very similar experience. What do you think? What does a cat see if they were on psychedelics? If you experience this unexplainable, supernatural, transcendental, you will understand. Have you seen Pluribus? The recent TV show? Once your mind changes, of course you will see things differently, as if that was normal, and become a different person. Exploring the mind world was the way of understanding reality, and was a fundamental way of interacting with the world and exploring it. Many cultures to this day have ways to interact with the supernatural, contrary to the Western world where we are thrown in a mental asylum and given pills, return to your senses, you are crazy. I'm not saying one is the answer or the other, I'm simply explaining the different approaches. From these mind explorations, they created rituals and ceremonies with deep meaning, and they created a deep connection with their souls, finding inner peace, giving these hidden ideas to the next generation through the rituals, so they all will understand what is awakening. But slowly the tradition stripped away that true transcendence and understanding that is personal to you and only you can understand. That hidden truth has slowly disappeared and slowly got replaced with pointless exercises that do not resemble the original meaning. Stripped from human connection and humanity, all that remained is ritual and order. It has been instrumentalized as a form of governance over people. And I believe this is what religion largely turned into, a social order, not gnosis, meaning seeking knowledge, merely a way to control the population, the hotbed for the cancerous growth of corruption. Let me tell you another anecdote that explains it perfectly. We place 6 monkeys in a room with a ladder and some bananas on the top. When a monkey approaches it, we release cold water in the room. Monkeys are smart, they learn quickly. Ladder climbing bad. Whenever one of them tried to climb it again, they beat that monkey up. Now we will do 2 tricks. 1, we turn off the water, and 2, one by one, we remove the monkeys and replace them with a new one. When the new monkey tries to get the banana, they beat him up. Great. Now the new monkey learns the rules. Now we keep replacing them until all of them are different monkeys. And we arrived at the stage where no monkey has any understanding of the real reason why you don't climb the ladder. It is just simply part of the culture. Original meaning is stripped away and becomes a tool of oppression, and corruption takes over. The corrosion of the system. Well, at least with humans. Welcome to the late stage Silksong, where the corruption hits its highest. A worthy hero, heroine, arrives to bring salvation to the kingdom and free its subjects, so the entire process can start all over again. Humanity. Is there hope? We all climbed, we all pilgrim higher to the ranks. So do the pilgrims, looking for the next thing, to climb higher, to justify their faith. And the pilgrims follow this faith blindly. They walk tirelessly, blind pilgrimage for something, giving hope where the rulers don't actually care about you. One of these pilgrims is
cassette d'un enfant sur le banc.
Sharma. He's an optimistic little fella, sings and prays. In the beginning he has this innocent, blind faith such as clanking to open the door, that Hornet will open eventually herself. It's like the meme. Sharma is on a journey. She's growing. Do not pity her. Poor little thing. Like children, they all are growing up and learning the ways of life. We all are on a journey after all. At some point after that he becomes active, seeking to help his fellow pilgrims, not just blindly believing nature will resolve all your issues on its own. You have to be the change you want to see in the world. In Act 3, as Pharloom's structures begin to collapse, Sharma is found in Songclave acting as a leader and caretaker. And yet, he is still hopeful and optimistic. He is present and persists despite all the hardships and the total collapse of his entire world. To quote Sharma, "There is no citadel, only pilgrims. Never forget that." Now, did she actually say that? No, I made it up, but it's something that I believe in. People make a company, people make a country, not the other way around. What is a school but its teachers? What is their worth if the teachers won't teach? The expensive gear they have. It is the pilgrims and their true efforts that make things better in this world, and this is the true worth of faith, and Sharma learns this on her journey. Hornet. Hornet is walking in the same direction as the pilgrims, but where pilgrims look upward, Hornet looks around. She asks questions. She asks who built this? Who benefits? Who binds? Who sings? She's a problem. Stop asking questions, will ya? And obey the system. She's ascending without believing, and that threatens the entire logic of the pilgrimage. So every time she moves through the same space, the corruption becomes visible. She's like a thunderstorm. If she has faith in anything, that is herself. The corrupted system. We have a different kind of corruption than compared to Hollow Knight. The entire system is built on lies and blind obedience. Bugs are not working to live, they are living to be worked. Keep working is to keep the faith, so they slave away forever, paying to hear prayer and be forgiven. We have heard of a similar thing before. Indulgence. Indulgence was a written certificate issued by the Catholic Church stating that a person had received an indulgence, a reduction of the temporal punishment for sins. You could get these certificates for money or donation, which led to the idea that people could buy their way into heaven. This abuse was one of the major causes of Protestant Reformation. Its main function, even after forgiveness, a person was believed to owe temporal punishment, time in purgatory. An indulgence reduced or removed that punishment. In other words, it shortened the time in purgatory. The system exploits pilgrims' naive nature, turning them into a battery. The Haunting. The Haunting originates from the citadel at the peak of Pharloom. It is tied to Grandmother Silk. It creates a hollowed out devotion. Infected citizens are compelled to continue their task or pilgrimage endlessly, often murmuring verses of the citadel's song. Threads visibly burst from their shells. In advanced stages, the silk puppeteers the corpse, meaning you are fighting the threads animating the bug rather than the bug itself. You are literally not allowed to die in Pharloom, as it was forbidden. You must slave away. Just as the Pale King granted minds, the citadel grants purpose through the song, but it corrupts that purpose into slavery. Bugs believe they are ascending to glory, but they are merely being harvested for their silk or soul. The system treats bugs as tools, as mere cogs in the machine, not bugs with souls, not with humanity. Song is used to manipulate and control bugs. Lace. Lace is not a natural bug. She was created entirely from silk by Grandmother Silk. She was meant to be a vessel of control and love, child for Grandmother Silk to prefer after the rebellion of her other children, the Weavers. Because she is made of silk rather than born, she does not age normally, exists in a fragile but uncanny form. She is described in lore as constructed. Despite Grandmother Silk's wish, Lace developed a self-aware personality and grew to resent both her origin and her mother's control, seeing herself as a broken creation. Eventually, she starts to believe Hornet is becoming more significant to her mother than she is, which fuels jealousy and insecurity. She both taunts Hornet and seeks her approval by proxy, a strange blend of rivalry and yearning. Her constructed identity couldn't hold long. Later, she gets corrupted by the Void. Hornet saves her from the abyss, and even with the help of the night, or rather with the knowledge of the Void. The exposure of false transcendence. As we slowly arrive at the end, as our little hero, Hornet, is nonchalantly dismantles the entire propaganda machinery and cuts through bullshit effortlessly, Slowly we see a real fade away of the blind obedience to the system as bugs wake up, and such sobering up leads to the raw, certain, inevitable, the void. In the Sister of the Void ending, as I mentioned, we have to descend into the abyss to save Lace, and with the help of the whole gang, Grandmother Silk, and the Knight, we get to escape. It is a family drama, so any family can relate, as the smallest collective is the family. After the victory, the inevitability of the void comes into play. After all, if you remove all the structure from the system, what remains? The void. The predicament Hornet and Pharloom faced. The void starts to consume Pharloom, and its fate is led to be determined by the upcoming DLCs. Will we see Pharloom saved? Have faith.